How did somebody try to kidnap you but return you the same day? My mom always said I was impossible to kidnap. I thought she was joking. Turns out she wasn't. Growing up, my mom had one rule. Actually, about 100 rules. If I left the house, she wanted my location. If my phone battery dropped below 20%, she'd call me before I even noticed. If I didn't answer within 3 rings, she'd start calling my friends, then my neighbors, then my boss. Honestly, the FBI could have learned a thing or two from her. One Friday after work, I decided to walk home instead of taking the train. Bad decision. Halfway through a quiet parking garage, a white van stopped beside me. A man jumped out. Before I could even scream, someone threw a blanket over my head. A few seconds later, I was sitting in the back of the van with my wrists zip-tied. 3 men were arguing. One kept saying, "Just call her family." Another replied, "We don't even know if they have money." Finally, their leader looked at me. "Give us your mom's number." I actually laughed. He frowned. "What's funny? You really don't want to call my mom." He rolled his eyes. "We're the kidnappers. I'm trying to help you." He shoved my phone into my hands. "Call." I sighed and dialed. She answered before the first ring even finished. "Emily, why are you 6 minutes late getting home?" Not, "Hello," not, "How are you?" Just, "You're late." I took a deep breath. "Mom, I've been kidnapped." Silence. Then she asked, "By professionals?" I blinked. "What?" The leader grabbed the phone. "We have your daughter. If you ever want to see her again, you'll transfer $100,000. Another pause. Then my mom said, "Can I ask you boys a question?" The kidnapper looked confused. "Sure." "Has she talked nonstop since you picked her up?" The men slowly looked at me. I smiled awkwardly. Mom continued, "Because if she's telling you about her office drama, her cat, or why pineapple belongs on pizza." "I'm so sorry." One of the kidnappers started laughing. The leader elbowed him. "We're serious." "So am I," Mom replied. "Did she also tell you she forgets where she parks every single day?" I whispered. "Mom." She ignored me. "And if she starts singing Taylor Swift, roll the windows down." The second kidnapper was now laughing so hard he couldn't breathe. The leader covered the phone. "Can you stop making jokes?" "I'm not joking." Then Mom's voice became completely serious. "Actually, put my daughter back on." I took the phone. For one glorious second, I thought she was about to comfort me. Instead, she asked, "Did you remember to lock your apartment before getting kidnapped?" I stared into space. "I don't know." "I knew it." She sighed dramatically. "I'll go lock it myself." The kidnappers looked genuinely concerned now. Then Mom said, "And make sure they're feeding you." I blinked. "What?" They looked disorganized. "They probably forgot dinner." The leader shouted. "We did not forget dinner." Mom replied, "Good. She gets cranky if she skips meals." One of the guys actually asked, "What does she like?" Mom answered immediately, "Chicken Alfredo." He looked at the others. "We should probably stop somewhere." I couldn't believe this was happening. Instead of negotiating a ransom, my mother was helping them plan dinner. About an hour later, they handed me a warm takeout container. One guy even apologized because they forgot extra parmesan. Another quietly asked, "So, does your mom always win arguments?" I nodded. "Every single one." The leader rubbed his forehead. "I've kidnapped people before. I've never been parented by the victim's mother." Another hour passed. Finally, he stood up. "Nope. I'm done. This family is exhausting." They untied my wrists, drove me all the way home, and even apologized for scaring me. When we pulled into my driveway, the youngest kidnapper looked at me and said, "I think your mom scares me more than prison." I walked inside. Mom was sitting at the kitchen table, drinking tea like she'd been expecting me. She looked up. "Oh, good. They brought you back." I stared at her. "Mom, they kidnapped me." She nodded. "I know. The polite one called to say you'd be home around 8. Then she pointed toward the hallway. "Go wash your hands before you touch anything." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "They literally abducted me." She shrugged. "And yet, you still came home after dark." Then she smiled and delivered the line I'll never forget. "Honestly, I wasn't worried about you. I was worried about those poor boys."